Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I kind of just want to, I don't know, have a conversation and just talk about where I am in my life. I feel like I haven't been, I guess, as forthcoming or honest about where I'm at in my journey. I feel like I show a lot of the good parts and I talk about some of the things that I struggle with when it comes to just learning how to control my thoughts, my emotions, my behaviors, and understanding that ultimately I'm responsible for my life. But I think that there's a lot that I leave out, and I don't even know if I'm gonna post this honestly. I don't know if I'm gonna post this as like a private video just for me to look back on, or if I'm going to share it. But what I do know is that everybody that I've looked up to and everybody that inspires me that I see on Instagram, on YouTube, or just that I keep up with, I know that they all started in places that they probably didn't want to be in and they've all overcome it. So I don't know. I just have the urge today to like share my story and just kind of the things that I'm going through. And I think maybe it'll be relatable and hopefully it'll help someone and hopefully it'll be cathartic for me as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna get into it. So, as you guys know, I moved about 3 months ago now. It's about to hit 3 months since I moved into my own space. I still don't have furniture. I'm still unpacking and not even unpacking, but I'm more so procrastinating going through certain things because I feel like although I don't have a lot of stuff, I have a lot of items that are sentimental and that I need to address and that I need to probably release and just give away. And I told myself I was gonna do it this weekend, and I noticed like a resistance in that I just didn't want to do it. I was like procrastinating. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm too tired. I'm gonna take a nap. And it's like, I never got around to it. And that's been happening week after week after week for the past 3 months. And I kind of sat with myself yesterday and I was just like, why are you so afraid to let go of essentially the past, like of things that no longer serve you, of memories and notes and things physically, mentally, emotionally that just no longer serve you? Like, why are you so scared to the point that you're willing to stay in the same space, even though you know your potential and you know that you can do so much better and that you will do so much better? Like, I don't know, I just had that thought and I really had to sit and think about it. And I found some answers, but I think the big release is going to come. It's yet to come and it's coming soon. And I don't know like if anybody else feels this way, but it's kind of like the in-between stage. It's like, I mean, I know somebody feels this way, but it's kind of like you are not in your old life anymore. Like you're not doing the things that you used to do necessarily, but you haven't yet committed to the new version of yourself or the version of yourself that you always knew that you could be. And that's just where I feel like I am. I feel like I have a lot of thoughts and opinions about myself swirling around in my head. And some of them are my own, some of them are from family members, some of them are from things that people have said to me. And it honestly just feels like a lot. It feels like I'm having to constantly filter out every single thought that I have. And we have so many thoughts, like we really do. And I know that I'm smiling and I push off this bubbly personality, but there have been times in the past few weeks where it's like, I want to give up. And it doesn't feel good to be so aware of the negative energy that I've cultivated, like just within my own mind. You know what I'm saying? And as much as I want to blame it on like parents and upbringing and this and that, and I didn't have this, I didn't have that, like objectively, I feel like I'm very, very fortunate and I'm very blessed. And I've had people who have stuck by my side, even when I've been just really ugly and really mean. And I know that I'm kind of going all over the place, but please just stay with me if you're even watching this far. But I just feel like it's getting to the point now where it's like my back is against the wall and I'm looking in a mirror, if that makes sense. Like I'm literally looking at myself in the mirror, the metaphorical mirror, and it's like I'm looking at myself, but it's like my higher self. And it's like I can see, okay, you can either keep repeating these habits, behaviors over and over and over and over and keep feeling how you're feeling, or you can just let go and change. And I've been choosing to repeat the feelings over and over and over. And it's honestly insane. It's like, why would you choose to suffer? And why would you choose to have these really like nasty, judgmental, negative, bad thoughts? And sometimes I take it out on my family members or like the people around me or like, people that I have to work with. And that's another thing I haven't really been forthcoming about too. If you notice, like most of my videos are filmed in a car. Like I only recently started filming in my own space because I have my own space. And I've had a couple of videos where I would film like at home or where I was staying before, but most of the time I film in my car because I'm a driver and I drive for non-medical transportation. It's like a family business, but it's still, I'm a driver. So 8 to 10 to 12 hours of my day is spent driving people who are terminally ill or who are mentally ill to and from doctor's appointments and hospital visits. And it's a very interesting space to be in. And I've found myself, like I said, lashing out or getting frustrated or feeling defeated in certain scenarios where I should really be rising above or practicing being the person that I know that I can be and the person that I want to be. And it's funny because a few years ago, I literally was working for myself. I had a grant writing business. I was having $1,000 days, $2,000 days. I had a 10K month and I was really successful and I was really good at it. And I didn't even have to advertise in order to get clients. And it was something that I don't even want to say liked, but something that I was good at. And ever since I stepped away from that or made the decision to drive instead, I've just felt like very challenged, and in a good way, in a bad way. So it's just weird. And it's just funny because before I stepped away, before I took on this role, I literally was just meditating on the type of person that I want to be. And I said, I want to be patient. I want to be kind. I want to be understanding. And the number one thing that I said was, I want to be in control of my emotions. And if you know anything about wanting something or about meditating or praying or asking whatever it is you believe in, if you know anything about like praying or meditating or asking about something, once you do that or once you confirm that subconsciously or consciously, you're going to put yourself in situations where you have to stand on that, right? So as I was saying, I want to be more patient, I want to be kind, I want to be the type of person that makes others feel seen, I've been thrusted into a position where I can do just that. And I feel like a lot of the times I fail. I feel like I snap, I get angry, I blame others for the position that I'm in, even though it's not a bad position. I'm sustaining myself and I am, I pay my own bills and I do my own things, but I feel like it's also come with a little bit of embarrassment because it's like I'm 30 years old and I am a driver, and I'm trying to do this content thing. I think I have like 240 followers on here. I have a couple of thousand on Instagram, like 3,000. But sometimes it just feels embarrassing because people will ask like, oh, what do you do? And I think a lot of times people equate where you work as your value and your worth. And because I had, the business in the past, when people would ask that, I'm like, oh, I'm a grant writer. I own my own business. And it was cool. And now that I don't do that anymore and that I drive, it's like, it just doesn't feel sexy. It doesn't feel like a valuable position. And I feel really judged by others when I say it. So I find myself being embarrassed. And that's not cool because it's like, what do I have to be embarrassed about? Like, the people that are asking don't pay my bills. They're not major parts of my life. Anybody who's close to me knows what I do, off the internet. So it's like, why am I embarrassed to say that I'm a driver? I get to help people. And this is the plus side too. I get to help people every single day. And if you know anything about non-medical transportation, it's a super lucrative industry, but there are a lot of like really bad companies out there. And I'm not like judging or blaming, like there's bad companies everywhere, but when someone is dying and sick and they have to go to doctor's appointments and chemotherapy and dialysis and they have to go to the hospital 3, 4, 5 times a week, it really makes a difference when you have someone who can pick you up in a clean van, who can be nice, who actually helps you, who is sweet, who is understanding, who will listen to you, you know, if you have issues. And I feel like I can be that person. Like when I'm in the right frequency, I feel like I am that person. I've had conversations with people where they, you know, talk about their cancer diagnosis. They just talk about what they're going through. There have been situations where people get in the van and we end up crying and we end up hugging and we end up laughing. And, you know, I'm just like, I'm super understanding, and it feels like I'm working within my purpose, and it feels like I'm building up good traits, right? And then on the opposite end of that, it feels like when I'm distracted, or if I'm feeling bad about myself or just angry, I'm not responsive, I'm shut off, I'm not helpful, I don't want to go the extra mile, I don't want to do the right thing. And eventually I circle around and do the right thing, but it definitely comes with some hiccups. And I've definitely lashed out at my employer, I've lashed out at family members, I've even lashed out at members that I'm supposed to be taking. And it's embarrassing, and it never feels good. And I always loop back around and do the right thing. But after so many months and years working in this industry, it feels bad sometimes. And then to also know that I'm meant for more, I think I've gotten a little bit impatient as well. I'm just like, I want to rush through this phase. I'm like, okay, this is my before phase, it feels like. And it's like, okay, I don't want to keep driving. Like, I want to just make YouTube videos, and I want to create content, and I want to help others, and I want to read, and I want to write books, and I want to create products and services that help people, and I want to make more money. Like, I want to not have to worry about what I'm spending in my bank account. I don't want to worry about this much for rent, and I don't want to worry about if I'm able to afford this or that. And I don't know, it's just been a very strange place in my life. It feels like there's things that I need to balance, three main things that I need to balance. And it's like one is always slipping. It's like, if I don't have a car, I have a job and I have a place to stay. But when I need to stay with family, then I have the car and I have the job. But then if I take my job away, then I won't have the car, and then I won't, you know what I'm saying? So it's like so many moving parts connected. And it's like, I feel like I'm trying to just maintain my cool, but there have been so many times where I slip and I get frustrated. And then also times where I'm like, honestly depressed. And I hate to admit that, because now that I've been like studying frequency and like the power of my words, I'm like, I don't like to say I'm depressed. I don't like to say I'm upset and I'm angry. And I don't even like to make content surrounding this, but there have been so many days over the past few months where I felt this way. And I think me pushing it to the side, or me not talking about it, just only internalizes, like I only internalize it, and then it just keeps looping and looping and looping, because I'm not expressing it. I'm not allowing it to, like, the emotions and the feelings to release. And it's like, I don't want to come off negative, and I don't want to come off like ungrateful, but sometimes I definitely am that way, and I feel that way. And I catch myself when I can, but I think that's a major part too why I haven't been so honest about like where I am and how I'm feeling and like what I'm doing, because I feel ashamed about where I am. And even talking about this now, I feel so much better, because I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. Like, I know there are plenty of people out there right now who are like working in jobs that they don't like and doing things that they don't necessarily want to do, but they know that they have a higher purpose, and they know that it's just a part of the journey. But it does get frustrating, like when you're in that middle ground. So yeah, that's where I am. And like I said, I felt so ashamed for so long to like even talk about this and bring this up, because it's like, no, I want to be like the girl who always has it and who has it figured out. And I don't want to tell people that I'm like doing contract work for like non-medical transportation. And I don't want to tell people this and that. And like, I don't know, I just thought about it today. I'm like, why am I ashamed? Like, why am I ashamed of a part of my journey? Like, I am leagues away from where I used to be. Like, I don't know if I've talked about it on this channel before, but there was a point in time where I literally was like dead to the world, like depressed, sleeping 20 hours a day, not brushing my teeth, not taking showers, not working. It was like an 8-month period where I would just literally wake up and force myself to go to sleep because I did not want to be conscious. Like, that's how bad it was. And that was only a few years ago. And so I'm really in a good space now. And I think that's why I want to make this video too, is to remind myself, like when I look back on it, just remind myself like you're actually doing great and you're in a good space. And this is just a part of the journey. And another thing too, I feel like I've lost myself too along the way. Like I've just gotten so angry and so mad and so upset with the world when really it's just like a projection of me being upset with myself. And I'm working on like unraveling just the lies that I've been telling myself and the judgment that I've been feeling for myself and others. Like I've told myself some really nasty things, and I've had other people, other family members say some really nasty things to me. And I'm just like looking back on, you know, my childhood and my family dynamic, and I'm seeing how much of an impact that it actually does have on me. Because as I've been going through this journey, I feel like I've kind of had this sense of like, well, although I've had these feelings growing up and maybe I experienced a certain type of abuse or I felt a certain type of way in some respects, like I have the choice to change and I can be whoever I want to be. So I completely went from one side of the spectrum to the other, where it's like, well, I grew up this way and this is what happened and this is what I've been around, to no, that has nothing to do with it. I can do whatever I want and I can be whoever I want to be. And yes, that's true. But I think I underestimated like the impact that a lot of experiences that I've had, like that it's had on me. I've underestimated how deeply rooted a lot of my negative beliefs are. And I kind of just thought I could skate past it. And I thought like, okay, I'm smart enough, I'm intelligent enough, I understand what's going on. But understanding something like in theory and reading about something and saying, oh yeah, that's what I've been doing, versus being able to feel it when it comes up in real time, when it's happening, and being able to allow it to pass, those are two totally different things. And what I'm learning about myself is like, I'm able to let some things pass, but there are still a lot of things that I haven't gotten over, and that's really been affecting me. And I just want to get back to like the old Alexis. Like, I know deep down, I'm really a sweet person. And I think I've built up, I don't want to cry. I'm not going to cry, I hope. But I think I've built up like this super hard exterior. And even some people who might know me in real life or be around me might say like, what? No way. But I can definitely put on a facade. I can definitely fake it for real. But at the end of the day, when I come home and I'm just alone with my thoughts and I'm like curled up in the fetal position, sleeping in my closet, crying, it's like, you can't fake that. You know, you can't fake it with yourself. And I really want to get back to like childhood me. I remember when I was little, before I feel like I had a lot of my just whimsy and wonder and love for the world beat down. Like I said, I was a really sweet person, and I liked people. I still do like people. I like making people feel seen and feel heard, because I like how it feels when I'm seen and I'm heard. And there are some people who actually do see me and they know me. And despite my negative traits and negative things that I do, there are still a couple of people in my life who like, no, like I see you, like I'm not gonna let you do this to yourself, and I'm not gonna let you do it to me for sure, but I'm not gonna let you like destroy yourself just because you're scared of the world. And I appreciate that so much. But I really want to get back to the person who just like loves adventure and loves traveling and isn't scared to go out and isn't scared to try new things and be around people and create new experiences and get to know people and love people and laugh. Like, one bad experience that happened a few years ago shouldn't still be dictating like how I am now as a person. I feel like I've let it do that. And I've put up such big walls around me that not only am I trying to prevent bad experiences from happening, but I'm also blocking good experiences from happening. And I'll have some every once in a while, but it's just, I don't know. I'm just very closed off, and I really miss like connecting with others. And I just want the voices in my head that are negative and judgmental and harsh, I really want them to calm down and just go away, because I don't identify with that anymore. And I don't want to identify with that anymore. I want to be happy, and I want to feel love, and I want to help others feel love too. Like deep down, that's really what I want to do. And the reason why I spoke of like my job that I'm in so much is because it challenges me to do that. Like, to be kind to a stranger, especially a stranger who isn't necessarily kind to you or who is disrespectful to you, is like really tough when you're in this stage. And I'll speak for myself, it's just been tough because I have to really master my emotions and master my own energy and keep my own integrity and not let the energy and the moods and the opinions of others affect who I want to be regardless. So the reason why I brought that up is because time and time again I've been failing at that, and it just feels like a tall task to take on. And it feels like, you know, some days it feels like if one more bad thing happens to me, like I'm just gonna give up and I'm not gonna make it. And I don't want to feel like that, because who knows where I could be. You know, I could watch this video back like 6 months from now and be in a completely different space, a completely different mindset, completely different goals, you know? And just knowing that we are capable and limitless also is a reason enough to like keep trying and to keep going. So I know I'm not going to give up, but it just definitely feels that way sometimes. And it definitely feels like I said, that I'm just trying to hide parts of myself, but trying to come on and be genuine as well. But I can't be genuine if I'm still ashamed of certain things, or if I'm still like not showing the whole story. And it's not like I have to. I really could just fake it, and I really could have just been like moving on. But that's when I'll go like days without filming a video, because it's like I'm feeling upset and I'm feeling sad. I'm like, well, I don't want to, you know, they don't know about this, so I don't want to get on camera and be sad or upset or let them know what's happening. But it's like, why not? You know, like when you watch the videos and the content of the people who inspire you, maybe they didn't share everything, but they definitely shared their lows. And a lot of them, like I said, did have jobs that they were working that they felt like they were destined for more, or projects that they wanted to start, but they just didn't know if they had it in them. And then a few months later, it clicked. So yeah, I'm basically rambling now, so I'll cut it off here. But that's just what I've been going through, you guys. And I'm going to continue to keep going. I know I am. I wanted to be transparent, like I said, about where I am, because I've done a lot, I've accomplished a lot, but like I said, that voice and the noise in my mind sometimes gets really loud, and I'm working on pushing through. And I'm going to continue just to share like my thoughts and my knowledge through video. And I'm going to continue to keep moving forward. And I hope that you guys stick with me. I really hope that even if I do have moments where I'm being negative or moody, or like I'm sharing like my struggles, I really hope that it's not off-putting to the point where people don't want to watch my videos anymore. And not to say that it's hella people watch my videos, but for those of you who are here, I would hope that you would stay, because it gives me a reason to like want to be better, if that makes sense. And I really do like being here, and I like showing up in this way, and I feel better already, honestly. So that's it for me. That was a lot. I feel like a shell that's just been like cracked open. But yeah, let me know, you guys, if you're feeling the same way, if you've been in the same situation. Let me know if you've been where I am and you've gotten out of it. And just if you have any words of advice, let me know. Or if this was like encouraging to you, please let me know. Because like I said, I'm in a weird space and I'm going to get through it. But I just want to show you guys like where I am. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you like, that you comment, that you subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you at the next video. Bye.